Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Big Mama Energy.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Tia, and welcome to anybody who is new. Welcome to the Big Mama Tribe. We love to have you guys. Today, we're pretty much doing a video on professionalism.
Yes.
It's a lot of things that we need to talk about, especially I feel like strongly in the black community, but everybody honestly
yes,
can work on their professionalism and get better and customer service skills. You know, we've worked multiple jobs at this point, and over the years, you know, we've seen and witnessed people with bad customer service, and even us just doing things like as far as getting our nails done, getting our hair done, you know, anything like that, just being a customer. So from the customer standpoint, and being the
person who's providing that customer service.
Exactly.
But before we get into it, make sure you
subscribe right now, okay? And yeah, so we're gonna just get into it. All right. So where do we start, honestly?
Well, I know lately I've been trying to pretty much get my hair done. So I was scouring the Instagram, okay, trying to find someone to get my braids done by. And you would think that it wouldn't be too hard, but it's been a challenge. And I'm talking about from going on people's page, you know, to them not having like a website, and you're like trying to figure out, how do I book with this person in general? That's been a challenge. Sometimes on their website, once you do find it, if they have one, you know, I feel like they have a list of unrealistic demands, if you ask me, in my opinion. I feel like if you're getting like a natural hairstyle, we're black, you know, we're black people, African American, whatever you want to call yourself. You know, some of us don't have that fine hair.
Right.
Me, myself, I have 4C hair. It's thick, it's curly, it's very fine curls. So it's just like, if you ask me to straighten my hair before I come get it braided, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I feel like you're not going to be able to get through my hair with a fine tooth comb. Like, you're just not. Unless I'm putting heat to it, like a hot comb, or straightening it. And I just feel like, why would I even do that before I get braids? Like, you know, I'm getting my braids.
It's a protective style.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of things has changed in general in the, you know, cosmetology world, is especially when it comes to like doing braids or doing hair in general. Like back in the day, you come to somebody with a style, they doing it. It's like, it's no, oh, your hair is too short, or your hair is too rough, or whatever the case may be. Now, for certain styles, I get it, especially when you want to slick it down. But even still, back in the day, I just feel like they had no excuses, like, or very little, I would say. Now it's just so many excuses. You want me to jump through hoops before I pay you all of this money to do my hair. And if that's the case, I could do it myself.
I'm just saying, back in the day, they used to wash your hair.
They definitely used to wash
your hair. To my knowledge, I thought that was like, a couple people told me, you are supposed to wash your client's hair. Because one, you don't know if they washed it at all.
Right.
And if they did wash it, you don't even know if they washed it good. And you don't know what's in their scalp. So it's like, you need to be washing, you need to be blow drying. You know what I mean? And if that means you want to make the price higher, do so.
Right.
If that means it's going to take you more time, allot yourself that time. I just feel like, like back in the day when you went to the stylist, you know, hairdresser, they did all of the things. Sis, I'm not a stylist. So when I blow dry my hair, it might not be up to your expectations because I'm not a stylist.
Right.
I can't get in the lab. Like, you can get in the lab, and it's just like, I feel like, take that into consideration, you know, nowadays. And for one, maybe, I don't know, maybe some girls aren't licensed, or like, I'm not sure what's going on. But it's just like, I feel like some of these rules need to be tweaked. Like, let's get back to being a stylist and providing that service. You are in the customer service industry, and you're providing a service to your clientele.
Yes. I definitely feel like people are just lazy nowadays. Like, they want to get paid but don't want to work. And that's like through every career, I feel like people want to get paid but do not want to work, and people are lazy, so they're asking you to do all these things before so they could just slap whatever together and get you out of here so they could get more money.
Yeah.
But my thing is, work on your quickness, challenge yourself, push yourself, do other things, because customer service is everything. How you treat your clients is everything, because you want them to return, right?
Right.
That's what I thought.
And you want them to tell others about you.
Exactly.
You know, like word of
good
mouth.
things. Like, you don't want them to be, oh yeah, that person got a bad attitude, they're not professional, oh, I had to do all of these things. Like, you want to get good reviews. So I would definitely say work on it. Like, challenge yourself, push yourself. I feel like the more you take yourself seriously, others will take you seriously. If you don't take yourself seriously, no one will take you seriously.
And it's not to discredit those stylists that are doing their thing, you know, that are hard workers. I know a lot of them as well. It's just, you know, the ones that aren't, it's like, come on, get it together. Because it's not a good look. Like, I might go to you one time, but after that, I'm not going back. Like, at all. And
with the younger stylists, I would say, it's very unfortunate that a lot of people aren't like checking them and letting them know.
That's not cool, sis.
You know, it's not cool. Yeah. So recently I took my niece to get her hair done for her hair appointment. And the person that did her hair was amazing. Okay. One of the stylists that was working with her, doing somebody else's hair, she just was like calling the girl bald-headed, pretty much. She was like, your hair's too short, your hair's too short, you don't have enough hair. And I just felt like the way she was saying it was just very rude. Yeah. And
I would have been mortified.
Yeah, she wasn't.
That's embarrassing.
It's a way you word things. It's a way you say things. And you don't say that, I just feel like, in front of a bunch of people.
Right.
You know, I definitely felt like her client was very uncomfortable. And she didn't, like you said, mortified. She didn't even say anything.
She probably didn't even want to stick up for herself because she just was like at a loss for words. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're belittling this person that's your client. This should be a safe space.
It should be.
Let me go ahead and say that. It really should. I worked in the salon for a brief stint, but when I did, they were not playing that. If you had like alopecia, if you had anything going on, they had a separate section for you.
That's good.
If you were of a different religion and you didn't want to have people seeing your hair, men, they had a different section for you. I was like, yo,
that's really
this
good.
shop is like
that's
on
how it's
point.
Supposed to be.
Yes, so you can be comfortable.
And you're supposed to be comfortable. Typically, when we go and we get our nails done, our hair done, like, we want to be pampered. This is our time. Like that. Like me, I say, me get my nails done, that is me time. Like, absolutely. I don't want to hear people catting off, yelling, screaming. I want y'all to be professional, and I want what I want. You get what I mean? So
it's just self-care time, you know?
Yes.
It's like, who wants to be scrutinized while they're getting their hair done? Like,
exactly.
You know, and it's like nicer ways to say that if she didn't have enough hair, you know, just like, oh, okay, well, we might want to look at a couple different styles. I can show you different things that would fit. You know, it's all about, it's not even what you say, it's how you say it, you know?
And I also feel like before, she didn't even give it a chance. It's like, soon as girl took her bonnet off, it's like, well, what style you said you wanted? And it's like, a real stylist gets in the lab and gets things done. You know, they figure it out. And I just feel like I felt bad, like, for that girl, honestly. And I think she's the owner, the lady that did my niece's hair. She's the owner of the salon. She was like, well, what's the problem? She was like, why she can't get the hairstyle that she wants. And the girl was just like, she ain't got enough hair. Like, she just kept saying that. And she was like, okay, well, what do she need? She's like, she needs braiding hair, and she also needs, you know, some tracks or whatever. And the owner gave her the hair.
See, I know that's right. That's what you do. That's how you keep a client.
That's how you keep a client.
You know, and she's like, first of all, that's her name. This is her shop.
Right.
So she's like, you know, she probably overheard it and was like, no, whatever she want, we gonna get it to her. What do you need? And that's called professionalism and good customer service.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Some people don't have it and they need to work on it, you know. And that's, if that was my salon, that would be a chat that I would have had, you know, in private. Like, listen.
Yeah, like after she left, I would have definitely had a conversation with her. And it's like, you're all loud just talking about, you ain't got no hair. You ain't got no hair. It's like, it was a bit much.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It wasn't. And I feel like you knew that it wasn't okay and you still did it. It was like she was being a mean girl. And, you know, she's younger. And that's no, excuse for it. But I definitely feel like we need to hold these people accountable and tell them when they're doing wrong.
Absolutely.
And that it's not okay.
Because it should not be the new norm. Like, people are really trying to make it the new norm to be like very rude to their clients. And it's like, because that they need you to do their hair.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's not cool. I actually have a little story time. I went to go get my hair braided in knotless braids by a young lady, off of Instagram. Her work, impeccable. I can't take that from her. She does really great work. She really knows how to braid. But I was waiting outside in the rain for about 30 minutes or 40 minutes for her to arrive to actually open up her salon. And she just was like, oh, I'll be there soon. 30, 40 minutes later, here you come. Look at that umbrella. I'm just standing there cold because I don't drive. I'm standing outside cold. Like, really? This is how we starting off. Okay. So then we go in to her salon. She opens up, whatever. I blew dried my hair that night before to the best of my, ability. And I told her that. I was like, listen, I'm going to blow dry it the best I can. That's what I told her the night before. I let her know I have really thick hair. I sent her my hair just so she could see it. When I got in her chair and she saw my hair, she's like, and I'm like, excuse me. And she's like, I think I'm going to have to blow dry your hair. Okay, we'll get the blow drying. I was like, what you want me to do? Do you want me to pay extra? Like, what's going on? Let me know. But either way, I'm here.
Right.
And it was just like her whole demeanor. She went through and she blow dried my hair, but it was just like, she had an attitude, and I was just like, excuse me. Like, isn't this what you do for a living? Like, and it just was like the whole time I was in her chair, she was just talking trash about people, and it just wasn't a good environment. I was like, listen, I'm not coming back here.
Right.
Like, I knew. I was like, I'm going to delete her page as soon as I leave, give her little money. But, like, I'm not recommending anybody because it just didn't feel good. It was not a good experience. Yes, I love my hair, but I did not like that, environment. And I was like, I'm not about to pay for that, to be in that environment. I'll find somebody else. Like, I was like, no, I'm cool. And that wasn't even my regular person I was going to. So I was like, yeah, no, sis.
But my whole thing is, you're late 30, 40 minutes and you're worrying about my hair being blow dry. I just feel like you're late already and I'm paying you full price still. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It was no accommodating anything.
No. And then you got to stink attitude. Come on, no.
I was like, let me get my hair done and get up out of here.
And I get that, you're doing me a service, but I'm paying you.
I'm paying you.
It's not like I'm coming in here. Exactly.
It's not free. And I tip. I usually tip. Let me be clear. So it's just like I'm paying you to do a service. When I work anywhere, like, I treat the clients, patients gold, like gold. I want to be welcoming to you as soon as you come in the door.
Exactly.
Like, we're not about to do that. I don't know. I don't get it.
So I typically do my own hair. Well, I'm not even, pretty much all the time. I do my own hair. So I really don't have any stories really about, my hair, about my nails. I actually was going to this nail salon for years, and honestly, they tried me before, but I just really liked the way the girl did my nails. But what I will say is that they always had an excuse. Like, when I wanted a different design, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. And it's like, well, what can you do?
What can you do, sis?
Like, what can you do?
I'm gonna need y'all to get with the times.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I feel like in these nail, salons nowadays, they have a tech for everything. Like, if you can't do it, I know I got somebody that can.
Susie
so
can.
I can look you up, shape you up, get your nails together, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you go slide down the stairs or whatever the case may be. And this nail salon, I got tired of having these ideas of how I wanted my nails, and they'd be like, oh no, I can't do it. Oh no, I can't do it. And then the icing on the cake, where I stopped going to this nail salon, the owner, she's older, and pretty much she got a bad attitude. Like, pretty much when you sit in her chair, it's almost like you're getting whatever she wants you to get. You get what I mean? And it's like, no, like, that's not what I paid for.
Right.
That's not, you know what I mean? I'm paying money for what I want, not for what you want to
feel
give
like
me.
doing today. Like,
exactly. And that's like, no. So I went to her the first time I started going there. I went to her one time. After that one time, I'm like, no, I'm never going to her again. Right? I'm like, no, I'm just not going. So I want to say, like, it's been years at that point. The last time I went in there, she was in there, and she was the only person in there, and I needed a repair done to my nail. And I'm like, nobody else is here. She's like, no, nobody else is here. And I sat down. So she's like, why are you sitting here? Pretty much. Like, that was like, that was like the vibe. Like, she's like, oh, nobody else is coming in. I said, okay, I need my nail
But you're here,
repaired.
sis. Why are you in here?
You get what I'm saying? And she pretty much was telling me, like, she's not doing my nails without, like, saying.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And I just was like, okay, I said, before I cuss this old lady out, because it was getting here.
It was getting here.
I was like, I'm never coming here again. Like, I spend too much money. If you know me, I pay money for my nails. I spend too much money in that salon for them to play a game.
To be treated that way.
And to be, exactly.
No.
I'm like, you can't fix my nail?
Right.
It was
She was like, I can't do nothing. That's terrible.
It was terrible. And I no longer go to that nail salon anymore. I had to find me another one, sadly, but you know what I mean?
And that's
another thing you need to keep in mind. You're not the only one doing this.
You're not. There are plenty of people.
You are replaceable.
Yes, that do the same craft as you.
Okay.
So that's why you need to treat your clientele like, gems. You need to treat them good so they can keep coming back to you, because you're not the only one. I don't understand it. Do you just want one-time clients coming in and out, or do you want to build your clientele?
The crazy thing is, I've learned and I've worked with, and we're going to get into, like, us working and providing that, or, working with others that maybe need to work on their professionalism a little bit better. But, like, a lot of people feel like they're not the one that's wrong. Like, some people really just don't know that they are horrible at their customer service, because I don't know, maybe like they're used to like receiving bad customer service, or I don't know what it is.
Or they can't see it when it's them. Like, they would have a fit when it was somebody else doing that to them.
That is very
a lot of people. But if it's them, they can't see it. Some people cannot see it. They're narcissists, a lot of them. They just can't see when they are in the wrong.
Right.
And it's just
and that's probably what it boils down to, you know what I mean, with everything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, our work situations a little bit. Where's a time that, you felt like people at your job wasn't very professional, or...
I mean, there were a lot of people that were a professional at my last job. I mean, it just was like unbelievable. Down to front desk, down to, other employees. But, they didn't last too long.
Okay.
Because it's like with that nasty attitude, that's another thing, like where I worked at that spa, this is not the only spot.
Right.
So, we were trying to set ourselves apart from the other spas. So it's like, if you, can't be nice to the client, if you, can't have a smile on your face, you don't fit in here, and you can't work here. Like, it's just like, you could pick them out quick. And it's like, that's why we used to try to, wheedle that out on the interview. I know people always put their best foot forward on the interviews, but you can kind of tell when somebody's just sitting and with these the new age crew, you can tell when they are not about to go above and beyond. They don't even damn near want to go above and beyond in the interview.
It's kind of crazy because I had that experience with, doing interviews, but then I had a different experience where a person didn't interview the greatest, but they did so well. Some people just weird at interviewing. But it didn't, like, when they interview, it wasn't like, oh, they were being disrespectful. They were on their phone. Like, I've seen that before. Yeah. And if you answer your phone while you in the middle of an interview or a text, nah, you're not getting the job. But they may not be, like, they may have been a little nervous, or they didn't answer the questions right,
and
or
I
whatever.
can tell through that, you know. But if you're just flat out arrogant, or you know, you can't take accountability, because we used to have thorough questions to see like what you thought about your last job, and if you're throwing your you know, manager under the bus and it was everybody else's fault, like that was a little telltale signs to me, like that you just can't be accountable. And I'm like, no, ma'am. Sorry, or no, sir, this won't work, you know. And then another thing, if you just couldn't be like, if you're not a people person, well, how are you going to be at the front desk?
Right.
Like, I don't know. You deal with people all day, like. So it was just little things.
When I was at my last job, I always told my supervisors, like my leads, I always told them, you set the tone for your shifts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, granted, people are going to come in with their own attitudes and feel like how they want to feel. But I feel like as the managers, as the leaders, you should come in and put your best foot forward. Like, if you come in the store dragging with a bad attitude, your team is going to fall right in line with that.
Right.
Because they're going to pick up on that energy, and they're going to act the fool just right along with you.
They're going to give you what you're giving them.
Yeah. So it's just very important to, you know, put your best foot forward and be professional. And, like, even with going to the grocery store or going to get food, like, these people are paying you. You know what I mean? They're not paying you for an attitude.
It's really crazy. Nobody wants to work anymore. And it's like, you don't have to work here. Like, you don't. Like, if you hate your job, maybe you need to find something else. Maybe you need to open up your own business.
Exactly. Like, but even with that, if you're opening up your own business, you still have to be professional.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm buying for you, I don't need your fucked up attitude.
No, seriously, you can keep it.
You can keep it.
It's ridiculous.
And it would make me not want to buy with you ever again.
Right.
And honestly, depending on the situation, I might stop transaction right then and there. Like, I don't even want this.
And I'm catting off. If I swear, I went to Claire's one year in the gallery, when it was the gallery. And it was around the holidays. It was around Christmas time. And like, I was in there trying to get Peyton's ears pierced. And the lady was so nasty. I was like, and she wasn't even talking to me. She was talking to another client. And I was like, is she serious?
Yeah.
Like, being so rude to this man. I couldn't believe it. And then she turned around and tried to be rude to me, of course, because she was a bitch. I call corporate, and I don't do that.
Right.
I'm not your, you know, let me speak to your manager type, but I'm calling corporate on that ass. I definitely called corporate, because I was like, I couldn't believe how trifling she was acting. Like, I just really could not. It was just disgusting. I took Peyton and we got out of there. She's like, I'm gonna be with you. No, I don't want you coming near my child. Because this is crazy. Like, no, And I damn sure did call corporate on her. Like, excuse me.
I'm not really a call corporate type of person.
I'm not either, but at that point.
But I get you.
You're catting off, and then you're being disrespectful. Like, to where somebody gonna punch you in your mouth. Yeah. That type of disrespect. So I was like, no, they need to get her out of here. I don't understand how she's a manager of that store or whatever was happening. That's why I called corporate, because she was a damn manager. I couldn't believe. I was like, oh, wow.
Some people really don't care. Yeah. You know, some people, you got managers, and then you got people that are dictators. Like, they want to tell you what to do all the time and don't really want to, you know, live by those standards or, you know, do the same. And it's sad. And some people, you know, copy off of what you do. Like, so if you can't say, oh, get mad at this employee because they're doing things this way, and your attitude is same. You know what I mean? It sucks. So they're just following the leader at this point. At work, you know, I feel like you should always be professional. I feel like there's certain things that you should not be talking about
in the workplace.
You know, and I just feel so uncomfortable when I go into a new workspace and people are so comfortable
with doing anything and saying anything,
with doing anything, oversharing things. It's like, and it's personal stuff and like just stuff that you shouldn't be saying. Like, if you like to turn up outside of work, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? That's your business. I just feel like on day one of me starting, you shouldn't be telling a new employee that, you know what I mean, you smoke a pound of weed a day, or, you know what I mean, or, you know.
I'm like, but that's terrible.
Like, oh, don't put your jacket near mine unless you want to smell like a pound. Like, huh? Like, you got the pound on you?
Yeah, right.
Like,
girl.
Huh? Oh, I had a bad day. You know, don't mind me. I might be sipping a little bit. Like, huh?
You getting drunk at work now? Okay. Ciao.
And these are the things that is going on. And I just feel like it's so sad. And I feel like it's so sad for me when I see it be like our people. Because people are laughing. These people are laughing at you. And you're never going to succeed in life carrying on the way that you are carrying on. And I just want us to do better.
We got to do better.
We have to do better. Like, for real, this is the time. Like, honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
And you know who you are, honestly.
It really is.
You got to do better.
I'm just saying you could do better. No, but for real, like, it's time. And, you know, being as though I've been in manager roles, but I've been, you know, the person starting out from the bottom. Right. And just my work ethic alone, my professionalism, it shows that you can do this. Right. Like, you know what I mean? I was starting off at my last job. I started off all the way at the bottom. And
she started from the bottom.
No facts. I say that all the time. Like, I literally started off at the lowest position. Yeah. And I exceeded my expectations. You know what I mean? I didn't even plan on being at that job for that long. I just was like, oh, I'm going to get a little cute job. Okay, boom, boom, bow. Wound up being a manager. Wound up being a training manager. And all of these
Talk
things.
heavy,
You know what I'm saying? And it was only because I was professional.
Exactly.
I came to work and did my job. Like, can you imagine? Coming to work and doing your job?
Your work speaks for itself.
Your work,
and that's in any environment, any situation. They already know that you're gonna, exceed and shine, because that's just who you are as a person. Some people are not, and you meet them people, and it's like, sis, or you meet some people, you know, that talk a good game, like, yeah, I'm a good worker, I'm fast, and I'm like, no, you're not, sis. Like, I done did circles around you, and you still sit here on your phone.
Terrible.
You'll keep catting up so you're a good worker, though.
And some people think that, like, they think because they do the bare minimum, like, or even lower than that, then they're just, like, an amazing worker, and they deserve a raise, or they deserve a promotion, and it's like, baby, no. Like, you're not really showing that you're capable of doing anything. This is why I say take yourself seriously, because nobody else will take you seriously. And for our youth, like, if this is your first job, I get it. You know what I mean?
I don't get it.
But take it serious.
I don't get it. If this is your first job, stop catting off.
No, I'm just saying, I get it's your first job, but take it serious.
I'm gonna say, that's what you was making an excuse with their first job.
No, absolutely
I'm gonna say no,
not.
because my first job, I took it very seriously, and I was 14. And I was like, no. And people wanted to play a game. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not, because I'm at work. And then once I get off, that's a one of a story. But I'm at work. I'm here to work.
Yeah.
You know?
I always say, treat your jobs the same. All your jobs should be treated the same, you know, whether it's, you know, a McDonald's job or a corporate job. I just say take it seriously, because you never know. You never know where it's going to lead you, and it's a job. Like, first of all, if you're working with a team, y'all work together. I'm not here for you to make, I'm not here to make your job harder. I'm here for you to make your job easier.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I always say, you know, just put your best foot forward and get the job done.
Get the job done. Like, and you're being paid.
You are
being compensated.
But some people feel like, oh, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. Or they feel like, okay, on slower days, you know, oh, this shift was smooth. No, the shift is going to change. You get what I'm saying? When you first started, this might have been our, you know, downtime. It might have been slow or whatever. We was off peak or whatever you want to say. But then it was busier. So you want to have to do a little bit more. You want to have to clean a little bit more. Like, these are the things that you have to do. And I just feel like these leads need to be telling them too. And documentation is real. Like, I'm not playing with none of y'all. Like, oh, here you go. You know what I mean? But it's different leaders out here too. And you got to hold people accountable for their actions because they're going to keep catting
They'll walk
off.
all over you if you let them. You know, it's all about what you are bringing to it. You know, you have to hold people accountable. You really do. So.
And some people just have it in them.
And some people try to play a game too, but go ahead.
What you mean?
Like, they'll try to wait for you to do all the work. I mean, it's all kind of different workers, like, you know, co-workers and things. And they'll be, you know, waiting, like, I noticed that. Waiting for you to take it first. And I'm like, oh, no, you had that, right? But yeah, it's a back and forth thing. Like, you know, it's all about teamwork. I'm not about to take everybody and do everything, you know. So I feel like you got to watch out for them type of co-workers and employees, too. The ones that try to sit back and let everybody else do everything. Like, no.
Definitely, for sure. I'm a worker, so like I can't just sit around and not do anything for too long. Like, I like to keep moving. Like, even as a manager, I wasn't one of those managers, like I said, to just tell you, oh, do this, do that. Like, I be in the field moving and, you know, doing my thing too. Like, that's just how I work. I know everybody's a little bit different, and you'll have, like you said, employees that will be chilling. Like, oh, they see you working, they like, oh, I ain't gotta do nothing. Oh, no. There's plenty of things that you could do.
Yes, let me find you something.
Let me find you something. And my thing is, don't let me find you something, because then you're really gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you just do what you need to do? And I'm heavy. Listen, if I come in and something's not done and everybody chilling, y'all gonna hear my mouth. Y'all gonna hear my mouth. So why not just get things done? That way, if I walk in and everything done and people chilling, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But the fact I walk in and nothing's done, it's a hot mess in here, and y'all chilling, like, no, that's a problem for me. And then also, especially in the food industry, like when you're serving some, in any industry, I just feel like cleanliness is everything. Like, do you want to buy from dirty people?
No,
you don't.
Not at all.
You don't want to buy from dirty people. So, like, come on. I treat my guests, my customers, as how I want to be treated.
Absolutely, yeah.
I treat them how I want to be treated. Like, it's crazy. So I started a new job. This is a different job from the job that I was talking about in our life update. I started a new job recently, and you know, the customers even thought, oh, you're so nice, and you know, it's connected to another store as well. So the employees over there, they're always complimenting me on the customer service, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, because my thing is, nobody that walked into the store gave me an issue. You never did anything to me, so I'm welcoming you. Hello, how are you doing today? You know, because you don't know what others are going through. You know what I mean? And whatever you are selling them, or even your customer service, can make a difference. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like you always want to greet your customers, be polite to your guests, and just have good customer service, because it goes a long way.
Word of mouth is everything.
Yeah.
There's some people that have been at where I'm at. They've been there. I guess they had their little treatment like 20 years ago. They still talk about it and still refer people there.
See,
so that must mean they had a great experience. Like, that's what you want to do.
What you want.
That's what you should want to strive for.
That's how you build your sales and, you know what I mean, your clientele and things like that. So that's what you should want. And you never know, like, who's walking into the store. Even if you're not the owner, let's say you're just a regular, you don't never know who's coming into your store. You might have the opportunity of your lifetime right in front of you, and you got a badass attitude and you lost it.
You missed it.
You missed it because of your attitude, or you're just not professional, or maybe you smell like a pound of weed. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just want to tighten up. Yeah. And the people are definitely taking advantage out here of, you know, companies and things like that, and you need to be professional for people to take you serious.
At all times. It's like, it's not acceptable. I can't. And it's just like, that's where I go. I look for professionalism. I look for good customer service. And if you got that and your work is on point, you got me forever.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna be loyal to you because I know how your work is. I know what to expect. I'm comfortable, in that environment. So I'm going to keep going back there. Absolutely.
Because just like you at work and you're earning your money, the money that I'm spending, I went to work and I earned that.
Right.
Like, so let's get it together. As a whole, I just feel like we need to do better.
Yeah.
And customer service.
Yeah, all around board, food, everything. Like we say, hair, nails, whatever it is. If you are, if you are pretty much doing a service for somebody, then you need to be on point.
Yeah. And like Sissy said earlier, if you do not enjoy your work, get a new job.
Get a new career.
You don't have to be here.
You don't. That's my whole thing. Like, you don't have to be there. I wanted a new job. Got it. So did Sissy. Like, I mean, it's just like, you don't have to be there. And then I wasn't nasty when I was there. I'm going to give you
I was about to
nothing
say,
but,
even when we got to the point that, okay, we're going to move on, or we want to move on, our attitudes didn't change. We were still doing our job.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, we're over this. Let's move on. Whatever. We're going to move forward. But we still, our professionalism never changed. Our work ethic never changed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's very important.
It is.
And I just feel like y'all need to keep your work ethic.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And it's never too late to apply new things. Like, it's never too late to change that. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start, greeting every customer or whatever. I'm going to start doing little things, that I wasn't doing before, to where I could keep this clientele coming back. Like, that's important. It's important. It's important to grow your business or whatever you're doing, to move up at your workplace. That's important. Customer service. People pay attention and people watch. Like you said, you never know when corporate coming through. You never know when a secret shopper is coming through. Because I used to work at the airport at one point. They stayed hitting us with the secret shopper. Yeah. Stayed. And I always got a good review and got a little gift card or whatever they was giving. And I was like, see, that's because I'm on point. I don't care who you are. I'm going to treat you, treat you with respect as soon as you come in here, until you disrespect me.
Right.
I'm still keeping
it professional. And I was going to tap on that into that as well, because sometimes the customers isn't,
No, we're not going to act like all customers are,
the customers is not always right.
Yeah.
Even though they say customers are always right.
They're not.
They're not always right.
Not always right.
And I don't know in all places if they, if a customer gets too disrespectful with you, you're allowed to send them out. But in my last job, I told my employees, disrespect is not tolerated at all in this store. So that's from both the employees and the customers. Yeah. If somebody's disrespecting you, you can ask them to leave.
Yeah. We're not dealing with that. So you shouldn't be harassed, and you shouldn't be like, I don't feel like, a customer should be able to attack you in any kind of way, a client. Yeah. So I understand why people have certain rules in place for their clients and stuff. But if you're trying to uphold a client to a certain standard, you need to uphold yourself to that.
Absolutely.
That's just what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
If you expect your client to send you a deposit, to be on time, or you're rescheduling them, sis, you need to be on time.
Absolutely.
And if you cancel, you need to give that deposit back on time.
Right.
Like, you need to hold yourself to that same standard that you're holding your clients to and your customers to. That's all.
Because my thing is, if I give you a deposit and you're now telling me that you can't, do my hair or whatever the case may be, send me my deposit back.
Right.
Because my thing is, if it was the other way around, it would be an issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't have an appointment.
I wouldn't, exactly. If you said, okay, it's a $35 deposit, and I said, oh, I can't do it, you gonna say, oh well, I can't.
You can't book.
Here.
I can't book.
I can't book.
Because they have booked people and then they didn't show up. That's why people do those deposits. I understand that.
Or I'll say, if I didn't make my appointment or something like that, I can't get that deposit back. Right? That's my loss, right? I'm gonna need you to run me my money back if you can't make that appointment. You get what I mean? So
or reschedule in a timely fashion. It goes both. It's a two-way street here. It goes both ways. Just treat people with respect, and how you want to be treated. That's all that is at the end of the day. I always think of myself, okay, like, what would I want? How would I want somebody to treat me?
Right.
And I just go off of that.
That's how it's supposed to go. I just feel like You know, it just makes things better in general. You don't have to be nasty to people. Like, I just, like, why?
Yeah. It's a nasty disposition. Or because you're having a day or your life's not in order, now you're picking up the phone all angry at the clients and the customers and things. Like, no, that's not going to work.
You should never, well, this is what I, you know, would tell my employees, and, you know, whatever's going on outside of work, don't bring it into work.
Leave it at the door.
Leave it at the door.
I know it's hard sometimes, we're human, but if you need to gather yourself, go gather yourself. Because there's times I'm like, let me go outside for a second. Gather it, you know, and I understand that. But if you have somebody that's getting on your nerves, if your boyfriend, your girlfriend keeps harassing you, you're having a big fight, don't answer that phone.
Right.
Stop answering them text messages, you know. Put them on mute until after you leave. I always say, I'm not about to argue with you when I'm at work.
No.
Like, I'm not doing it. I will holler at you when I get off of this shift. It's just not okay. It's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to your coworkers and everything else and the clients. It's just not okay. It's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
Leave it at the door.
Yeah. I can't really. I mean, I've been through stuff like that. Like, I can't relate to a person that just brings everything into work. I can't personally relate to that. Like, I've been going through stuff.
Yeah, things have
You know what I
happened.
mean? But once I get to my job, all right, whatever. Because I just feel like, and everybody is different, working gets me through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, as long as I'm moving and my mind isn't on that, I'm good. I know other people, you know, it was a little different. So, but yeah, for me, I'm Gucci.
It takes your mind off of things for a while, at least for a while you're there.
And then I'll be a mess once I leave. Again,
and
if
if
that's
it's
the case.
big thing and you know, have to leave, be professional. Like, let somebody know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a situation happen to me that was crazy when I was at work. I'm like, oh my God. But I came to my manager on some stuff. I'm like, listen, I need to talk to you. Some stuff's going on. I have to leave. She was like, and then once I told her, I communicated with her, she's like, go ahead. Go ahead. Like, it's cool. Because we do have emergency situations that happen. But it's all about how you handle that, you know? Communication
is key.
It's key. And that's just that.
Communications make a lot of things better. I mean, yeah, a lot of things
really
better.
does.
I just feel like a lot of things end because nobody, you know, bad communication pretty much.
Yes.
So, learning how to communicate is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it, yeah.
That makes a big difference. You know what I mean? Something that somebody may be like, oh, you said that so rudely. If you would have just said it a different way, in a different tone.
In a different tone. Ooh, that's important. That tone.
Yeah. It's a lot of things. Like, it's your tone.
Yeah.
Who is you talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And somebody, sometimes my tone, not even at work, but like outside of it, or maybe at work. Maybe somebody didn't like how stern I was, you know, back in my day when I was at my different job. But like, because I can be to the point, you know, but I had to learn that, you know, like, okay, just say it a little differently.
Right.
Because not everybody can handle that, you know, that tone sometimes. They really be like, oh my gosh, she hurt my feelings. You know? So you have to constantly work on yourself, and, you know, that's in life with anything. So, but that's important.
But yeah, do you have any other points that you want to hit on?
I just really wanted to share my little stories, you know, in different situations, food, fast food, whatever it is. I feel like just take some pride in yourself. I mean, wherever you're working at, take pride in yourself. Pride in what you're doing.
Anything that you do, you should always take you seriously.
Take you seriously.
Take you seriously. And I just feel like that's like the big point that we're trying to make is because if you don't take yourself seriously, no one else would, and you're going to keep finding yourself in the same situation.
Oh, it's going to be on a loop.
Yes.
Until you like learn the lesson.
Yes. Growth is everything. You need to grow and to evolve and, you know, move past these certain things. So if you're feeling like you can never get a better job, it's you.
Most likely.
Most of the time, it's you. And
you stand in your own way.
Yeah. It really be your own self. So that's pretty much what this is for, you know, because we want to see everybody win. We want to see everybody do better, you know. So this video is just, you know, us talking about our stories, our experiences with, you know, within the workplace, you know, being the customer, and all of these things.
Yeah, and hopefully somebody will take something good from it and, you know, grow if you need to, you know?
Yeah, because maybe they'll watch this and be like, oh yeah, I do be having a stink attitude sometimes, whatever the case may be. Or maybe I need to be more punctual. You know, it's a lot of things that
that you can take from it.
Yeah,
because we do, like she said, like Sissy said, we want to see everybody win. I love seeing the Black-owned businesses and different things and the young entrepreneurs. But I just feel like, you know, sometimes humble yourself, you know, and listen and try to learn and try to do better. That's all. We all got to do that.
Humble yourself. Definitely have a slice of humble pie, because I feel like that's where a lot of things go wrong. A lot of people, you know, get a little cocky and arrogant and they think, you know, I'm not, and it's like, you know, relax, because it can be taken away from you. It can be taken away from you.
In a blink of an eye.
So yeah, definitely have a little big old piece of humble pie and get it together.
We all have been through that and recollect and move forward and prosper. That's all.
Yes. So I definitely want you guys to leave some stories. I know you guys been through this where maybe you wasn't that professional, or somebody you know wasn't that professional. Customer service was bad. Things like that. Let us know some of your experiences. Drop that down below. Also, we still have our email. BigMama Energy at gmail.com. Go ahead and send us some emails. Let us know what you want to hear and drop those stories, okay?
All right. And as always, make sure you
like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Bye, guys.